Our tastes in film may seem destructive, but this is a productive dialogue. Damn it, your mother ate my dog.
Episode 70, Your Mother and My Dog, the podcast, the less fun number than what we've been doing. Josh, Jesse, Your Mother and My Dog, episode 70. We did it again.
We're here.
Two recordings in 2 weeks, so that's pretty good.
We're back on a roll, baby. What can I say?
Do you read any magazines? You a big magazine guy?
I can't say that I am. I used to read highlights back in the day when I was a kid, but that's about it.
Archie comics?
Yes, I did read those. I don't know if those would be called magazines, would they?
No, they wouldn't be, but it just reminded me of... Never mind.
Okay.
About a year ago, I don't know if I've mentioned this on the podcast, but I subscribed to the New Yorker because I don't have the attention span to read full books. It's tough for me. So I like, little short blurbs, little magazine, little fun pictures and stuff. And I, as a letter carrier, a mailman, if you will, I deliver a lot of magazines, and the New Yorker caught my eye because the covers are fun and bright. And it was cheap to do a full year. And now my year is coming to a close in November. So I'm looking for maybe a new magazine to take a look at. So I was wondering if you had any suggestions for me.
Well, I mean, I don't think they're doing highlights anymore. So that would be my only suggestion. Maybe National Geographic. Are they still doing that one?
That's funny you should mention it, because I was going to say National Geographic would be my number one, but I haven't looked at how much it costs for a year.
I bet you it's kind of expensive. If I were a betting man,
I would say it's probably pretty expensive too. You can only get them in the U.S. and Canada. Oh, it
works out well for us, or for you, I guess.
Yeah, because that's where we live. I don't even. Let me just get a magazine subscription out. How hard is it?
They don't. It's like they don't want you to have one.
It says only $20 for a year, but what?
It's all online now or something?
It's a print subscription for $29 a year for the first year.
That's pretty good.
That doesn't seem right. Well, maybe I'll look at that. National Geographic, $30 for a year, 12 magazines. Let's say 12 episodes, but not bad. It's a lot less than what I was paying for the New Yorker. My goodness.
There you go. Your world has been opened up.
Do you hear that in the background?
Like the faint talking? You mean that?
No, I'm at the dishwasher. My dishwasher's on.
Oh.
But you can't tell because I'm in a different room.
Right. Usually
it's
when
called
I'm...
respect.
Right. Next time I'm going to turn my dishwasher on and just kind of record right next to it. See what that sounds like.
You can hear the faint talking?
Yes, I can. I can hear it sounds like a TV, a man speaking on TV.
Okay, so you've never been here, but I'm in the spare room, which is in one corner of the house, and the door's closed-ish, and then we have a kind of a hallway outside, and then we have our bedroom, and then we have an ensuite bathroom.
Okay.
On the other side of the bedroom. And then I assume the door is closed, and the noise you're hearing is coming from the bath. She's in the bath watching TV.
Well, my ears are real good then, I guess.
Well, I can hear it too. It's just crazy how it's coming through. That's a great microphone.
It's a good microphone. It's extremely faint, but I can tell that it's somebody talking on TV.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Anything new in your life as we're entering here the second half of October, spooky season.
Spooky season. The football game was pretty good. It was a real close game. I told you about that, right? Going to college football game.
Yeah, and I totally forgot about it until this second.
The Huskies versus the Ducks. It was a
Right, and I heard something. Did something happen in that game that was weird? It was crazy. Big tight game. Ooh, they were both 5-0 going into it. Exciting.
yes, and the final score was 35-32. And yes, it was very exciting. Lots of scoring, lots of excitement. The end of the game was exciting.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay.
The internet says that the final score was 36-33.
Yeah,
Did
that's right.
you go to a different game?
No, I just got it slightly wrong in my head. It was so exciting. I don't remember the exact score. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really have I didn't care who won. But
you were in Washington, right?
yeah. At first, I wanted the Ducks to win because I liked the sound of that team better. Because ducks are real cute. And sometimes when you're walking like down the street or in a park, you can see like an old married duck couple. You know, you see the boy duck and the girl duck. They're always hanging out.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay. Stop me again.
You think ducks are more cute than a husky?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Okay.
Shall I continue?
I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay, stop me.
Didn't you listen to a record around ducks once?
I sure did.
Okay, continue.
Okay. But then I was in the crowd, and I mean, most of the people are Husky fans, obviously, because we're in their home stadium. And then you get sort of like swayed to cheer for them because everyone's so damn excited. And so that's what I did. I started cheering for them. And they won in very exciting fashion right at the end. Good times all around.
Will you go to another game?
If I was invited, sure. But I'm not like super eager. But it was a good time. It was a little expensive, you know, getting down there.
How was the way to the border?
Oh, it was only like 5 minutes each way.
Oh, nice.
So that was a good thing. The last time I went to the border before that, I was in the borderline for like 4 hours.
Right.
So this was a lot better than that. So yeah.
4 hours seems excessive.
Yeah, it was very long time.
Time to get a Nexus pass, am I right?
Yeah, it's a bit of a long process, but it might be worth it. Now, what about you? What's going on with you? Let me stop you there. Actually, no, you go right ahead.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Carved a pumpkin.
Oh.
I don't have any pictures from it, but it was probably the best pumpkin I've ever carved.
Do you have like a porch that you can display this on?
It was at my parents' house, so they have a porch that they're displaying it on. They're taking all the credit for it.
Was it better than any of the pumpkins anyone else created? Or just kind of good for your standards?
It's good for my standards. I'm not a very good carver, but it was probably the best I've ever carved in my 32 years.
That's saying a lot. So you don't have any pictures of it?
I didn't take any pictures of it, no, but there were pictures taken.
Okay. Well, maybe you can send me that picture someday. Get a hold of it first, and I'll be the judge of that.
It's probably rotting by now. Saw 2 movies, 2 films.
Oh.
One of them, first one was called Bottoms. It's a 2023 film. Starring a bunch of people. It was a female-centric film.
Mm-hmm.
The tagline is 2 unpopular queer high school students start a fight club to have sex before graduation.
Okay. I think I've heard of this.
It was pretty good. Yeah, pretty good, pretty funny, decent movie. Would recommend if you're looking for a laugh, perhaps.
Okay.
Second movie was a horror film called Malignant.
Mm-hmm.
It's a James Wan film. He did like those Blumhouse films, like Conjuring and Aquaman. So he's kind of a well-known guy.
Okay.
It was about a woman who begins to have visions of people being murdered, only to realize the events are happening in real life. It was
Oh,
less good. This was a movie. It took place in Seattle, though, which is crazy. The acting in this movie was so bad. I don't remember a movie that had worse acting.
like impressively bad.
Like it was serious. They thought that it was good,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just awful
Right.
acting.
One of those.
So not good. Wouldn't recommend that one.
Okay. But Bottoms, perhaps. Something I should watch.
Bottom to the top, Malignant to the bottom.
Would you, a recent thing that I think that they added to Riverside, which is the sort of the platform we use to record these, is that you can like name yourself before you enter. And maybe you can explain Robin Pacino to me.
Sure. So they've actually had this the whole time. We just started using it for some reason.
Oh, okay.
So we're watching a movie this week, which we haven't introduced, called Insomnia, a 2002 mystery thriller starring Robin Williams and
Oh,
Al Pacino.
of course. That was
So my name, Robin Pacino, is the mixture of Robin Williams and Al Pacino's name.
that makes a lot. I should have thought of that. I don't know why I didn't. Now, if you look at my name, you'll see that it's the most clever name you've ever seen, is it not?
Mrs. Doubtfire My Gun.
Yeah, because Robin Williams is Mrs. Doubtfire, and in this one, guns are fired.
Yeah, spoiler alert to that ending for sure. Oh, it's a good segue
Thank you.
into the movie of the week. But before we get into the movie of the week, we have to talk about Robin Williams, who
Okay.
has. It's almost been 10 years since he passed away. Well, I guess tragically, but his choice. So I have some Robin Williams facts for you.
Oh, we're back. I love these.
Just
I
a
love
few of
these.
them. Just
Okay.
a few of them.
I would love to hear them.
So as you may know, Robin Williams is a comedian.
Right.
Was a comedian. Turns out he got his start in comedy at a church.
Oh, the funniest place I can think of.
He's from San Francisco, couldn't find work as an actor. Then he saw an ad for a comedy workshop in a church and decided to give it a go. So that's pretty cool. You ever heard of Coco the gorilla?
Yes, he had a long-standing friendship with Coco the gorilla.
Yep, big fan, big friendship with Coco. On the day that Robin Williams died, turns out Coco fell into a sadness. Somebody told Coco that Robin Williams died, and Coco got sad. So
Yeah, I've heard of this.
that's cool. You ever watch the TV show Mork and Mindy?
No, but I know what it is. He's an alien.
Apparently, I mean, that was kind of like his starting role. Kind of got him to stardom.
Yes.
Apparently, he wasn't even the first choice to play Mork on Mork and Mindy. Guess who was?
Al Pacino.
Johnny Depp.
Of course.
Just kidding. It wasn't Johnny Depp, but
yeah, Johnny Depp would probably not have hardly been alive at that point.
have you ever seen the 1992 movie Aladdin?
Yes, Prince Ali, Fabulous Ali Ababa.
Yeah, Robin Williams. He was actually the voice of Genie, the big blue guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like the first big actor to be a voice. He kind of started the trend of big voice actors.
Is that right?
According to this article, yeah, on mentalfloss.com.
Well, that's our most trusted source.
As I'll probably talk about later on in the episode, uh, Mr. Robin Williams was nominated for a Best Supporting Actor Oscar for this role.
Oh, really?
Well, that's what I read, but I need to double check that. Anyways, during the 1998 Oscars, he won the Best Supporting Actor Oscar for which movie?
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. But in his acceptance speech, he forgot to mention his mother, and he was mad about it because his guest was his mother. She was in the audience.
That's awkward.
Well, one of those things where you're just so happy, just can't believe it. Sorry, I'm just looking for awards and nominations. List of awards and nominations.
That's one of my favorite acceptance speeches, Oscar acceptance speeches. He's so excited. Anyway.
I was wrong about him getting a best. Oh, maybe it was. No, I was wrong about him getting a Best Supporting Actor nomination for this movie. But I thought.
Well, his performance wasn't that standout, so that doesn't surprise me.
That's what I. Okay, I gotta look this up. What movie was it? Insomnia. Oh, it was a Saturn Award. He got nominated for Best Supporting Actor in the Saturn Award.
Right, not as prestigious.
No, this is 2003. 2003, he also won for Best Actor at the Saturn Awards for a movie that we did on the podcast, 1 Hour Photo.
Really?
Just wild. Yep, just wild.
Small, tiny little magical world we live in, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know what? That's probably the best one to end on because the other ones are done.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yes, Insomnia. My goodness. I didn't really do much research on this movie after the fact. But I'm just going to throw out some local facts for you before we get into it.
Okay.
While watching the film, it was set in a small town called I don't know, Nightmare or something, Alaska.
Can I pause you for a second? I'm going to pause you just for a second. Let me stop you there. When I was watching this, it looked to me like it was British Columbia. I don't know where you're going with it, but then maybe that's what you're about to say. Anyway, go ahead.
It was based on a town. Well, the town was called Nightmute, Alaska, which is a real town in Alaska. Mm-hmm. But you're right. It was filmed in British Columbia. Squamish, mostly.
Oh.
But do you remember when they were chasing each other on the logs?
Yes.
Port Alberni.
Whoa.
And then where Finch's apartment was also Port Alberni. And it was all like, well, the lake house where like it all kind of takes place at the end there. And the logs were all built from scratch. And they built it for the movie, and then they took it all down for the movie.
Oh.
Filmed in BC. Okay. Insomnia. Robin Williams. Al Pacino. What did you think?
Well, I got to be honest. I did not know that this was a Christopher Nolan film when I picked it at all.
Me neither. It did not look or feel like a Christopher Nolan film.
Not really. It's not really like his others. I think we've talked about this before, but I don't find that his movies are really all that alike, except the Batman movies, I guess, because they're part of the same trilogy.
But visually, they had that look to them.
Right, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, this one was pretty interesting, I guess, but at the same time, a little boring at times. I don't know. It's a little hard to articulate right off the bat here. Well, what do you think? What were your first impressions?
Yeah, the movie was boring, for sure. Trying trying to think of an Insomnia joke.
Did it put you to
Um,
sleep, or did it not put you to sleep?
oh, yeah, that's good to go. What's the opposite of
I know.
insomnia?
I got it. I got it. Hey, you suffering from insomnia? Just put this movie on. That'll put you right to sleep.
Nothing about this movie was like all that interesting.
No.
Like the acting was like it's Al Pacino, but this is an Al Pacino movie where it kind of looked like he was kind of phoning it in a little bit. Like it was a I need to make this movie just for some side money.
A little bit. A little bit. It wasn't as Al Pacino-y as I would have liked. But then there were some times, like, I don't know, I find, when does Al Pacino really shine? Well, it's when he's getting really intense and angry. He's really good at that. And there was a couple times he was like that. But most of the time, I mean, to be fair, he was suffering from insomnia. So, like, by the end, he was 5 days straight or 6 or whatever it was without sleeping. So he was a little bit subdued.
He's really good at like faking being tired. Like his eyes, like, oh, I'm tired.
Mm-hmm. So props to him for that, I guess.
Robin Williams was good, but I don't think it was like best supporting actor good.
No, I guess. I mean, I've seen him now in 3 or 4 serious roles, and I think he's a little hit and miss. Like obviously in Good Will Hunting, he's fantastic in that 1 Hour Photo. I think we agreed he was just all right. I can't exactly remember what we thought about his acting in that, and in this, I think he was just all right as well. Holy smokes, that TV is loud.
Well, the door's open now because the cats. Door's closed.
Yes, that is much better.
Thanks.
Yeah, and Hilary Swank also wasn't fantastic either.
No.
I don't know. I think this suffered a little from maybe some bad writing.
It's always a writing with you.
It is. Like, you got some good actors there, but I don't think they were given the material. Like, it was an interesting concept, but there wasn't enough sense of, like, importance on the outcome of any event. Like, I don't know. Just, like, Robin Williams' character didn't seem either worried enough or not worried enough. He was just kind of, like, in the middle, and it just kind of made for it to be boring. Like, he wasn't, like, super maniacal and evil, and he didn't care what happened. But he also wasn't, like, really, I don't know, it's too down the middle.
Yeah, no, I agree. I get what you're saying. I agree. Like the moment where he's like, "Yeah, I killed her." It just wasn't a big thing. Like, yeah, I beat her up for 10 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's cool. I did like how they killed off like the main detective guy right away. That was interesting. This would have been a good like mini series. This idea would have been good for like more, because then they could like flesh it out.
They could dance around it a bit more. Yeah.
Yeah. But for like a 2-hour movie, not good. Guess what though? Rotten Tomatoes give it a 92%.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes doesn't know what they're talking about. Everyone's like, Christopher Nolan, it's the best movie ever. Not so. I realized that right before we started this, I was looking up Christopher Nolan films. Actually, a Christopher Nolan tier list. I tend to do that sometimes. And this one was usually on the bottom of the list. But I've seen 8 of his 12 movies. I've seen most of them.
Congratulations.
Without even realizing. I haven't seen Tenet, and I haven't seen The Prestige. I haven't seen Oppenheimer. And then there's one, I think his first film. I hadn't seen that one either. I haven't even heard of it, that one. But the others I've seen. So that's fun.
Tenet, I haven't seen, and The Prestige I haven't seen, but they aren't really spooky movies to fit into my next film.
That's fair. Spooky October. I understand.
But I could add it to the list of my movies. I've
Well, I
already
don't
picked
know.
three in advance.
I don't think I've ever watched a Christopher Nolan movie knowing it's Christopher Nolan and getting excited because it is a Christopher Nolan film. I think I've just seen some of his movies have just sort of captivated me with their the trailer or whatever, and I saw it, like Interstellar, which I didn't end up like super liking, or
So long.
it was pretty long. And Dunkirk too. I had no idea that was a Christopher Nolan movie, but I thought it looked good. I thought it was good, better than Interstellar in my opinion. But anyway, I don't watch Christopher Nolan movies because they're Christopher Nolan movies. I can't say I'm like a huge fan. Has some good ones and some not so good ones.
Yep. This one, a not so good one.
Yeah, I would say.
2000. Well, okay. So this was based on a 1997 Norwegian thriller film. So this is this is a remake of a Norwegian film, as they do, starring a Skarsgård.
Oh,
The old one.
right.
I guess the dad. Who's in like the Marvel movies. Played a bad guy in something, I can't remember. He watched Andor. He's in Andor. That movie I kind of want to see because it's probably gonna be better.
Which one?
The 1997 Norwegian thriller film called Insomnia, where this was based off of.
Okay, yes. Probably. Yeah, I just think, especially, I mean, one of the few things I didn't know about this coming into it was that it's a thriller, but it just wasn't really all that thrilling. There was not enough suspense.
It's a psychological thriller.
I mean, I get, and even that, they didn't go deep enough into it. Like, I understand that he was, he's suffering from insomnia, but it didn't like affect things enough until maybe the very end. But even then, it wasn't interesting enough for it to be it just wasn't interesting enough.
People kept asking him, "Oh, have you slept?" And then he keeps like driving his car weird. He just keeps doing, "Oh, I almost crashed into the thing," and "Oh, I just did a circle in my car because I'm tired." This movie was also nominated for Best Writing at that same Saturn Awards. So
that's weird. I don't think it was all that well written.
This was the last film that Christopher Nolan did that had an R rating, but did not feature Michael Caine until Oppenheimer.
Oh,
Michael Caine in like all of his movies.
He likes him.
He's still alive. He's 90. Oh my God.
I think. Go ahead.
He announced his retirement from acting this month after his last film came out called The Great Escaper.
It's a little hard to believe that this movie came after Memento. I mean, that was a psychological, it was actually psychologically interesting. It was an interesting watch. You weren't actually sure what was going on, what was happening with the story. It made it captivating. Whereas this one, there was no, plot twists. There was no sense of, you're suffering along with Al Pacino. It just kind of felt like, I don't know, boring.
I have to rewatch Memento. Such a good film.
That's a good one. Better than this, that's for sure. That door is a menace, let me tell you.
Well, cats in, cats out.
Cats in, cats out.
Noises, gotta make Jesse happy. Okay. Yeah, Insomnia. What else about it?
It had. You ever watch Corner Gas?
Yes. I did recognize him. I'm like, he must be Canadian.
Lauren Cardinal.
He's one of those Canadian. Yeah. But he didn't really have any any lines. He just kind of sat there in the background. I think he might have asked him, "Oh, are you tired?" once.
Yeah, he had like 2 lines or something that I can remember. But yes, he definitely was like, from my childhood, I just recognized him immediately. I feel like he's been in a ton of things I saw when I was a kid. So that was kind of fun. And then the lady who I guess owns or works at the hotel or whatever that is.
Yeah,
She was in Liar Liar. She's like the wife in Liar Liar.
Maura Tierney. Yeah, she was also on ER for a long time.
Mm-hmm. So that's one of my favorite things to do with movies. Find the actors you see in the background, or maybe don't have too many lines. I remember you from that and that and that. So yeah, that's what I did to fill my time instead of being all that interested with the plot.
We'll talk about the ending when we talk about the ending, but his last line, Al Pacino's "Just let me sleep," and then he dies. Crazy, 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 crazy.
Anything else you want to mention, or should we get into the scores?
Oh yeah, let's get into the scores. Sweep this one under the rug,
Okay,
if you will.
I think that's for the best.
Shoot this one with a shotgun and have them land in the water, and then a close up of Robin Williams dead.
Slowly sinking to the bottom of the Port Alberni water. I know
Good
that
times.
was
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. What can I say?
Okay, yeah, you go first with acting.
Okay, I
Let me
shall.
know how you feel about the acting.
Okay, I mean, Al Pacino. There's no doubt he's a great actor. Um, I think easily the best actor in this film, but still his performance was not to the caliber that I've seen in some of the things he's done. Like I recently saw Heat, and he was like insanely good in that movie. This one, not so much. And I sort of started it off on a bad foot, and no one else was really picking up the slack. Hilary Swank was quite flat and not all that exciting, and Robin Williams also pretty boring, especially for a quote unquote villain. So acting, I can't give it a too high of a score really. Maybe I'd go with a 5.
Yeah, I'll give it a 5 as well. Al Pacino didn't try very hard. He got his paycheck and he got out. Robin Williams, you know, he put on a good performance. Nothing wrong with Robin Williams' performance. Everybody else was okay,
Yeah.
which is 5 out of 10. Good middle of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
For ending, I didn't like the ending a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hilary Swank, like that character, like they were building her up and building her up, but then the jump to the ending, I think, was just a little bit too much. They needed to have her do something more leading up to it, because then all of a sudden she's in the middle here of these two killing each other with guns. I like the fact that they both died because that, poetic
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. But her being there just seemed not great. And then the whole, I'll cover for you. And then Al Pacino being like, no, don't. Let me sleep. It's like, ugh, get over yourself.
Right.
And well, I mean, and that scene too, like it just kind of happened. Like it was very quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then over. It just wasn't a good payoff. So I think this would have been maybe I'll write a 6-episode miniseries for HBO called Insomnia, and then we could do this a little better.
I think you can do it.
I give the ending a 3 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, I had problems with it as well for a lot of things you said. Yeah, and Hilary Swank was just kind of like she was the most morally good person, but that's like she was just like there to be the morally good person and not really have all that much to add beyond that. And at the end, when she was like, "Oh, I'll cover for you," it just didn't feel very believable. And then it just really fell flat. And the line like "Let me sleep," I don't know, the final shootout, and it wasn't emotional enough. There wasn't enough riding on it for that line to hit. It just felt kind of cheesy. And I mean, I did like that they both died at the end, both Robin Williams and Al Pacino. I mean, that doesn't always happen, so that's a little different. But I'm with you. The ending, not really for me. I liked it maybe a little more. I give it a 4 out of 10. It just felt like, yeah, it just kind of happened, and all happened so quick and not in a satisfying way.
Them both dying is kind of lazy. They should
That
have
is true.
had. They should have like when Robin Williams went in the water. They should have like panned to him, but there's nothing there. So it's like, oh, maybe he escaped.
Right. I was thinking like when they kept going on back to his face, and I thought maybe they would show him like blinking or something like that. Like,
Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Okay, I'll just do my score now. Overall score for the film. This one for me. Okay, so the ending was bad. The acting was fine. The movie itself. I mean, I'm not gonna give it a low score just for the sake of it. I'm feeling generous today. Overall, I'm gonna give this film a 5 out of 10. It was 2 hours. I mean, it was kind of boring, but there were some times when they were talking, and it was like, oh, this seems important to the plot of the story, so I'll listen. Not a whole lot at times, but for Al Pacino and Robin Williams, I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
okay. Yeah, I think for a thriller, it wasn't all that thrilling and wasn't all that interesting. And I do think the concept of it, like you said, a miniseries, I think could work for this concept, but I just don't think it worked in this film format. I think maybe there was a lot of things that could be elaborated on, and I think with that you'd get a bit more suspense with the things that were going on. But really, I just didn't really care what was happening because it wasn't interesting. Acting not so great. I thought the writing was pretty poor. I'm giving it a 5 out of 10 as well.
Same score alert.
Wee wee, sound the alarm. Same score alert. So
We haven't had the same score since episode 57. Do you remember what movie we watched? Episode 57?
No.
Waterworld. Kevin Costner, Waterworld. We both give it a 5.5. This movie worse than Waterworld, apparently.
That's funny. I mean, maybe. Well, no. Yeah, that sounds right. It was pretty boring.
Yeah, pretty boring. Sorry, Christopher Nolan, but swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss. I think that is a bit of a critique of some of his films. I think people find that they can be a little boring.
Yeah, but in like a good way.
I guess so. This was kind of just boring in a bad way.
So next week, it is Halloween, close enough to Halloween that I want to do a movie that fits in with Halloween. So I was looking at a movie called The Toxic Avenger. They remade it.
With Elijah Wood, right?
Elijah Wood's in it, yeah. Peter Dinklage is the Toxic Avenger.
Hmm.
It came out less than a month ago. Well, it premiered. But I can't find it anywhere. So I don't think it's out on anything yet. So you can't watch the new one.
Mm-hmm.
So I've chosen another movie that is kind of similar to the Toxic Avenger, I think. Actually, unsure. I should watch the trailer for that. I'll keep my eye out for the Toxic Avenger coming out on something, and we can watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was thinking maybe doing like a sequel, like the Toxic Avenger 2. They might as well just do the Toxic Avenger properly. So I chose the Leprechaun, or just called Leprechaun,
Yeah.
for next week. 1993. It's an American horror comedy film.
Jennifer Aniston.
This one stars Jennifer Aniston and it's the guy, Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis, the guy from Harry Potter.
He's the guy who plays the Leprechaun?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay.
That's exciting for you, huh?
Yeah, I like his work.
Anyways, there are 8 Leprechaun films.
Right.
So if we like this one, we can keep going. So just so you know, this is on Prime as well. I think you should watch it on Prime.
Great.
So there's Leprechaun 2. There's Leprechaun 3. Leprechaun 4 in Space.
Right. That's the natural progression.
Leprechaun in the Hood, which is the 5th one.
Mm-hmm.
The 6th one is Leprechaun Back to the Hood.
Oh, well, yeah. Once you go there, you got to go back.
And then they took a break until 2014 when it was Leprechaun Origins.
You got to know where he comes from.
And then in 2018, the last one, Leprechaun Returns.
Right. It was Jennifer Aniston could not have been in all of those, right?
No, she's in the first one. And that's it. I don't know how. I think Warwick Davis is in maybe like 3 or 4 of them.
Okay.
So yeah, unsure what's going on here, but it should be fun.
I remember definitely seeing. I definitely haven't seen the movie, but I definitely remember seeing maybe a little part of it on cable once. But I would have been really young. But I do vaguely remember a part of it.
The reviews aren't good, and Aniston herself has expressed embarrassment over the film. So yeah, it should be fun to talk about.
Going back to our roots as guys who watch movies together, the type of movies we watch.
I'm sorry, am I boring you?
No, it's just this is when I usually go to bed. Wednesday is my night I get to stay up late, which is, by that I mean stay up till like 10.
Well, I don't want to keep you. So, Leprechaun, 1993, movie for next week. So your birthday is in June.
It is.
For some reason, every 7 days we do this box office game. It's always in June. Except for last week, I think it was in October or something.
Mm-hmm.
So this week it's June 24th, 2011.
Okay.
So early 20s.
About when we? Actually, no, never mind. Yeah, early 20s. Yep.
University age, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So what was at the box office? Turns out not a whole lot.
Oh, great. That's going to go well for us.
We'll start with an easy one, though.
Okay.
This one is a Warner Brothers film.
Okay.
It made $88 million in 2 weeks.
That's pretty good.
Adventure, action, thriller, science fiction, starring Ryan Reynolds.
2011. Warner Brothers.
2011, Ryan Reynolds,
Wasn't
Warner
that?
Brothers.
Isn't that shit fucking Green Lantern? Didn't that shit come out 2011?
The second actor is Blake Lively. What movie did you meet Blake Lively in?
What?
Well, they're married. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively.
Blake Lively is in Green Lantern, brother.
Is she? She
Yes.
the main? Okay. Okay, Green Lantern. I can remember. I guess we did watch the movie
We did.
recently. Okay, 1 second. It's just loading. Green Lantern. Green Lantern. Yeah, you're right. Green Lantern. Good job. They met on. Okay. Okay, great. That was good. Second one is a 20th Century Fox film. Made
Mm-hmm.
$39 million in 2 weeks.
Okay, not as good, but still pretty good.
It's a family comedy starring Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, 2011.
Are we thinking okay, there's actually quite a few. So there's like Yes Man. There's like Fun with Dick and Jane. Is this too late for Bruce Almighty?
It's too late for Bruce Almighty, for sure. Yes Man, I don't know is that a family comedy?
I don't think I've seen it.
I guess it could be, but I don't know if that's what I would really call it. Well, who's the second actor then?
The mom from Spy Kids.
The mom from Spy Kids. What's her name?
Carla Gugino. We're watching a. You ever watch like Haunting of Hill House on Netflix?
No.
But you've heard of it.
Yeah.
So a new one is out, starring all the same actors. Called The Fall of the House of Usher, and we're currently watching that, and she's the main, like a main character in that. Carla Gugino.
Who's the third actor?
Angela Lansbury. To not Fun with Dick and Jane, because Jane was somebody else.
Right. What's the tagline?
There's no tagline. Just
No
says
tagline.
No.
Oh boy. 2011.
I'll give you. Oh, okay. I'll give you the plot, which gives it away.
Okay.
Jim Carrey stars as Tom Popper, a successful businessman who's clueless when it comes to the really important things in life until he inherits 6 adorable penguins.
Mr. Popper's Penguins. Of course.
Never seen it.
Me neither. I never would have gotten there if it weren't for that.
Wow. There you go. Okay. Next one is a Paramount Pictures film. $95 million in 3 weeks.
Also pretty good.
It's a science fiction thriller mystery starring Joel Courtney. Who? I don't know.
That is either.
Elle Fanning is the second actor.
Elle Fanning. Is it like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? Is she in that? I don't think she is in that.
I think that's more like a family film, not a thriller science fiction mystery.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
I don't think we're getting this one.
No, I don't know. It sounds kind of familiar. No, not House of Wax. That's a bad guess.
The tagline is "It Arrives."
It Arrives. I'm sure this is a movie I've heard of.
Okay, let me give you the plot.
Okay.
In 1979 Ohio, the director is J.J. Abrams, by the way. Several youngsters are making a zombie movie with a Super 8 camera. In the midst of filming, the friends witness a horrifying train derailment and are lucky to escape with their lives. They soon discover that the catastrophe was no accident, as a series of unexplained events and disappearances soon follows. Deputy Jackson Lamb, the father of one of the kids, searches for the terrifying truth behind the crash. The movie's called Super 8.
Oh.
Okay, next.
Did you know that, or did you just
I
give
knew
up?
that after the plot.
Oh, okay.
J.J. Abrams movie.
Okay.
Super 8. No idea who those people are. But next one is a Sony Pictures movie. 31 million in its first week. It's a comedy. It's a Sony Pictures comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron Diaz,
Oh, Jesus.
Jason Segel, Justin Timberlake.
That shit is that Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
No, she's not in that.
Are you sure she's not in that?
Yeah, it's Mila Kunis.
But
No,
I
it's
thought,
she's in that too, but it's Kristen Bell.
oh, okay.
Is this the teacher one? Bad teacher?
Bad teacher? I don't think so.
It is Bad Teacher.
Oh, okay. Well,
Never seen it, but you know, I got the skills tonight. Okay, the last one is a Walt Disney film. It's in its first week, 66 million. It's animated
of course it is.
with Owen Wilson.
Cars. It's got to be like Cars 2 or some shit.
Should I go Cars 2?
You're
correct. You're correct with Cars 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Later, Mater. Hell yeah.
I also haven't seen any of the Cars movies, but
Me
I
neither.
have been to the section of Disneyland where it was Cars themed.
Yes, I have been on the Cars ride, but I have not seen the Cars movies.
Wow, brag. This is a pretty good showing.
Not bad. I mean, we got all of them.
Yeah, no complaints. The 30th percentile. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good, Fokker.
Wow. I don't think we've seen a Ben Stiller or a Robert De Niro film.
Robert
70.
De Niro.
I was going to call him Robin because of,
Robin De Niro. Of course.
Okay, so episode 70, Insomnia. Put us to sleep. We won't have trouble with insomnia tonight.
I don't think so.
Next week, Leprechaun, 1993. Jennifer Aniston embarrassed, wishes she never did it.
Which
Should
means
be
we
fun,
have to watch it.
but it is a Halloween movie, spooky movie. We do this once a year. Last year,
I was about to say, what did we watch for Halloween last year?
I don't have it well, I have it numbered on this year's, but I don't have it numbered on last year's.
I think
So
there's
if I just go.
okay, yeah, you try to find out, and I'll try to find out at the same time. We'll see who finds out first.
Okay, let's just see all episodes. So 52 weeks ago. Oh, I guess I can just see when we uploaded. That would be
so October 27th of last year, we watched Interview with a Vampire.
yeah. So Interview with a Vampire was my Halloween movie, followed by Twilight.
Right. I definitely
Which I guess
picked
was
Twilight.
your Halloween movie.
Now, what the heck?
All right.
Did I pick? No. This seems weird. Did we at 32 switch?
I picked Twilight, I guess.
Yeah, because I definitely did not pick Prey.
No, because you picked them up a movie and then Prey and then you picked.
Yeah, you picked Twilight and I picked Ballistic Exorcist Ever for sure.
Oh, I think I picked Twilight because you're like, oh man, I could watch Twilight. I'm like, okay, let's do Twilight. Yep.
Memories.
All right, so Interview with the Vampire was your Halloween movie, except you
Yep.
probably didn't even pick it as a Halloween movie.
I'm sure I did.
Leprechaun. Yeah, who knows? To go back and listen. Hey, thanks so much for listening. To
Thank
you
you.
6 people who listen. Really
We love
appreciate
all
it.
of you.
Paying for my condo.
Oh yeah, we make
Mortgage paid off.
the big bucks for sure. If anyone out there wants to sponsor us, we'll talk about any old crap, and yeah, we'll endorse you.
Yeah, just slip Jesse a 5 next time you're at the hospital. Oh, hey, I have a hospital story for you.
Oh, I love those.
Okay, so as I've already mentioned in this episode, I deliver mail for a living.
Right.
Earlier this week, Monday, I was tasked to deliver mail to a hospital in Victoria. It wasn't your hospital, it was the other one.
Okay.
So, and no instruction. It's part of the route. You get a bunch of mail, and then some of it goes to the hospital, and they don't tell you where in the hospital to deliver this mail.
Right.
Just
Where
like
the mail room is, it doesn't tell you.
well, okay, yes. So, you would know because you work in a hospital that there's a mail room.
Mm-hmm.
A mailman who's never been to a hospital before wouldn't know that there's just necessarily a mail room to deliver to or where this mail room is. So I go in, not through emergency, I'm not that dumb. Go through the main door, and then I'm like looking for somebody. So I found a desk, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know where to put the mail." So then somebody had to go to like the HR room, and they asked them, "Oh, where's the mail?" And like, "Oh, there's a mail room, on the other side of the hospital." So I had to go all the way to the other side of the hospital, and then it's just like, "Oh, find the loading dock. It'll be there. There's no mailroom sign. Just find an open door." And then finally somebody was like, "Oh, hey, here, put the mail here." I'm like, great.
That doesn't sound like a fun time. Well, if you ever find yourself with Royal Jubilee Hospital on your docket, you give me a call and I'll tell you exactly where to go.
Well, that's good to know. But
Yeah.
I don't deliver in that area anymore, so
You never know what could happen. You never know.
That's true. You never know. Life, when life gives you mail, put it in the mailroom.
Make mail-in-aid.
Okay, well, on that note, it's time for the end of the episode. Episode 71 coming up later on.
Can you play the intro song at the end in reverse?
No.
Okay, great.
I wouldn't even know how to do that.
I don't know. It's probably some...
I guess I could look it up.
You don't need to. For some reason, I thought of that.
Oh my god. Playing... How do you even edit that? But I mean, maybe editing a song in reverse?
Sounds like a lot of work. I didn't mean to put that on you. I just thought it would be funny.
Yeah, it would be funny. Oh, yeah, there's a reverse option.
Phew, sounds pretty easy.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll see what I can do.
Okay. We'll leave all our listeners to that then. Live life and love.
We'll enjoy. Enjoy the song that's about to start right now.
Now.
Your mother ate my dog.